Hi everybody, Graham here and welcome back to the channel. Now the N64 is one of the most divisive consoles in gaming history. A lot of the controversy revolves around the unique and peculiar choice of controllers, the 3-prong N64 controller. This has confused a lot of people in its time. You either love it or you hate it. In this video I'm going to install a quick Bluetooth mod that lets you use any Bluetooth controller on the N64. So that's PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, you name it, it can be used. Now it might sound complicated but it's fairly straightforward. There are 6 wires you attach to the N64 motherboard. 4 for the controller ports, 1 ground and 1 volt. Now the small board here is the ESP32 Bluetooth board. So there are going to be links and diagrams, everything down below. I'm not going to give much of a tutorial because I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of alright at following instructions. So I'm going to link everything down below for you. But I just want to say this is a relatively simple install. It might look complicated, but that's just because I'm shit so. So this is everything wired up now. This is me just running through a quick test here, just to make sure everything basically powers on. First game I had to try was obviously Mario 64. So you just put the controller into pairing mode and then it links straight away. So you can see here, everything seems to be working hunky-dory. There are options for different button layouts and stuff like that depending on what controller you're using. The PlayStation controller wasn't really designed with N64 in mind, so some of the buttons are a wee bit off the place, but they can be remapped, and that's the same with any other controller. So now that's tested and it seems to be working fine, I'm going to actually install the board properly now. So just some double-sided tape onto the heat shield here. That's the ETIM RGB mod next to it. And there we go, just a close-up. Pairing, connecting, Bob's your uncle. And because I've constantly had things go wrong while I done mods like this, I put it in the shell, tested it again, it all worked fine. Now I'm screwing it back in. Top shell back on, button everything up. Set back up, good to test. Let's go with some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. So the reason I chose this game was because the D-pad and the C buttons can basically be remapped to the PlayStation config, so that's why I used that. And to be honest, everything's running great with this game. Tony Hawk 2 used to be my jam back in the day, James will tell you. This is just a test, and everything was working fine with the PlayStation 4 controller. Now we're going to try some Resident Evil 2. Now, I don't know if it was just me, but I found the sticks for this very sensitive, so Leon was kind of flying all over the place here, but again, that could just be me knowing what I'm doing really. So that's working fine, so let's test some more. So here we go with some Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. Now, admittedly, this is where everything started to go a bit funny for me. So, I got the first controller connected fine. I got the second controller connected fine, so I used the PlayStation just to kind of try and mix it up. But when I started to connect the third and the fourth controller, that's when I started noticing this kind of frantic button movement. This was coming for the input of the third controller. I could not figure out how to fix it, but I figured there's not going to be more than 2 people playing it, so now I'm using the PlayStation 5 controller to test out some Mario Kart 64. So all in all, the reason why I've done this mod was basically just to use any Bluetooth controller with the N64. Now I love the N64 controller, but I know a lot of people don't. and I basically just wanted to do this mod to see if I could do it first. But since filming this, I've actually received the Bluetooth Switch N64 controller that I am going to use on this Bluetooth N64 from now on. So there we have it, guys. Would this be a mod that you'd be interested in? I can always go into a bit more detail in another video if you like. Like I said, I'll throw all the links and everything down below in the tutorial videos that I follow. It's fairly straightforward, but that's it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one.